Welcome back to Pace Career Prep. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Pari Vardhaniti, and I created this program to help you guys perfect your resume building skills, interviewing skills, and interviewing etiquette. Now, I started this channel off with a video called Let's Learn How to Build Your Resume, and I'll have that linked in the description box down below in case you haven't seen it. Now, this video is going to cover the one main question that's almost always asked in every interview, which is, tell me about yourself. Now, this question doesn't have any hidden meaning. It's genuinely, tell me about yourself. Your interviewer wants to know what makes you unique and special and what makes you you. With that in mind, you want to include the most important information without talking for a long period of time. When I answer this question, I usually go past, present, future, talking about what I've done in the past, what I'm doing now, and what I plan to do in the future. Now, to lead you guys through that process, I created a template. Let's go look at it.
So let's go through this step by step. Before you start talking about any information, you want to repeat your full name. So you would say, so I'm Jane Doe, or so I'm first name, last name. This helps to provide a transition into what you're saying rather than immediately starting. Now, as written on the side, you want your tell me about yourself to be approximately 1 minute. This time limit helps ensure that you're only including what's necessary and that you're not talking for a long period of time and adding information that may not be relevant. Also, knowing this rule would help you plan out what you want to say beforehand. This step is telling them why you're at the interview. For example, if Jane Doe is interviewing for a medical internship that specializes in cancer care, then she would talk about why she wants to be there. She mentions that she learned about the various health conditions that affected her family, that she learned about the biology of cancer, and that she realized that she loved working with children, which eventually helped her to want to be a pediatric oncologist. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it tells your interviewer why you're there. Make sure to be honest as to why you're there. If you don't have a passionate reason, you could talk about the skills you could learn or the relationships you can build. Step number 2 is beginning with your past. This is simply telling them what you have done in the past. So since Jane Doe's interviewing for the cancer care internship, she's saying that she shadowed Dr. McStuffins at Smile Pediatrics for 2 weeks, and since she implied that she wants to be a pediatric oncologist, this works perfectly. She mentions what she learned how to do, as well as mentioning the variety in her tasks. Focused on patient care as well as the business aspect of the office. So once again, this step is just to show them what you've done and how you can be beneficial. So now this internship knows that she has experience in certain tasks and they can immediately give those tasks to her. And they know that she can be beneficial doing front office work. The third step is to talk about what you're doing in the present, and you want to include something that relates to what you're interviewing for. I think that's the main theme within all of these videos, is to always talk about something relating to what you're interviewing for and not really including any miscellaneous information. For example, since Jane Doe is going for a medical internship, she's going to say that she's taking 2 AP Science courses and Essentials of Healthcare, and specifying what Essentials of Healthcare is. I kind of touched base on this in the resume building video, but you want to specify different club names, activities, extracurriculars in your resume and in your interview. Because not every institution or person will know what you're talking about. So yes, Essentials of Healthcare sounds like a healthcare course, but specifying this a 3rd course in their school's healthcare pathway shows that she's already come this far. Now, this point can be skipped if you don't have anything to talk about as to what you're doing now that might relate to what you're interviewing for, and that's okay. So if you don't have something that's current to talk about, that's completely okay. You can always move on to the next step, which is talking about the future. Or you could mention that you're in school right now, and aside from the clubs that you're doing, you want to get an internship or you want to get a job, or you want to go out for the scholarship because it represents what you have done. So I've also skipped this step several times. Typically when I'm running out of time and I feel like I've talked too much about the past, I skip this step and go straight to the future. Finally, step 4 is talking about the future. It's what you're planning to do and how it relates to what you're interviewing for. That same concept I always come back to because it's just that important. For example, if you're going out for a job at Chipotle as their line worker, you could say in the future you want to be a communications major or something that really deals with communication between other people, and that being in this job would help you build your interpersonal and communication skills. If you're wanting to go for a medical internship, you could say that you wanted to be a public health major following the pre-med pathway and hope to be an oncologist in the future, and say how that internship would help you pursue that pathway. It's also important to mention how that internship or workplace will help you build upon the skills you may already know. So here are some examples of what you could say if you're interviewing for a job or club position. For a job, you could say that you want to gain interpersonal skills. And for a club position, you could talk about how you want to give back to the school, help make volunteering stress-free and fun. If you're interviewing for a club position in a certain club that relates to your field, you could talk about how you're passionate about that field and you want to help others find their passion. So here's a little summary of the 4 steps. First, you want to talk about why you're there or why you went for that interview. Second, you want to talk about what you've done and make sure you include information that's relevant to what you're interviewing for. Third, you want to talk about what you're currently doing, and remember, this step can be skipped. Finally, you want to talk about what you want to do and how that relates. You could talk about how it would help you in your future career pathway. You could talk about how it would help you gain and learn some skills, or you could talk about how it would help you give back to your community, etc. Now remember, you want it to be approximately 1 minute, so make sure you practice before you go to the interview. Don't stress yourself too much by practicing over and over again, and because you don't want it to seem too scripted, but definitely run through what you want to talk about and time yourself just to make sure you're either near 1 minute, and that way you know if you're not near 1 minute, you can include some more information.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new about how to answer the question, "Tell me about yourself." Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. And make sure to go watch the first video, How to Build Your Resume. The link is in the description box down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!